here for Stony Brook with the injury to Renz Conlon, who had been the primary face-off guy for a good portion of the season. On the other side is Roland Hockenberry for Delaware, and it's Hockenberry who will get the opening face-off, and Delaware goes to work offensively for the first time today.
Yeah, and the NCAA Division I a couple years ago after being outlawed for a while, and it leads to exciting plays like that.
Christian Loud picks up the ground ball for the face-off win for Stony Brook. Loud had a great game in the semifinal win over Drexel back on Thursday night. One of the best LSMs in this league. That ball's, though, out of bounds, and it's going Delaware's way.
You gave him the announcer jinx, Travis. As soon as you Kohler in the right place for the quick stick dunk.
Assist for Ward, who's already got a couple of points. Came into today with 70 points in this regular in the season. So, speaking of the MIAA, JP Ward, proud McDonough alum. Another great MIAA program is off the face-off win. Stony Brook.
Big out of a timeout. You give yourself momentum. Nice timeout by Coach Gallardi.
Hockenberry back in for that face-off. He wins it forward. Big hit. That draws a flag. And with Michael Sabella picks it up, we will get our first man up opportunity for Delaware.
Blow the goal back off its hinges earlier. Palinetti with a snipe.
And we've got a flag. I believe that's all. Is that already the third violation?
I know he jumped the first one. I don't remember they're having another one, but the refs probably know better than we do, Travis.
Yeah, it is a face-off violation on Stony Brook. So
at bay, gets to his spot and then delivers a bullseye.
Yeah, it was almost kind of nonchalant how he went about it, as there's a face-off win on a great ground ball by Delaware. Joe Spears circling for that one.
And he's winning that matchup.
And the boys at the sideline are loving it. By the way, Renz Conlon active for today's game. He took that last face-off for Stony Brook, and now he wins one. Conlon all the way in. Kilkiri comes up with the stop.
Big stop by Kilkiri. And they're
play quarterfinals after upsetting Georgetown. And, you know, whether it's Stony Brook or Delaware, Marcus, both of these teams look like they could give a top seed some trouble in the opening round once again.
No doubt. And it's something we mentioned on Thursday night, just kind of the history of CAA championship winners in the NCAA tournament, you know, ranging back to 2016, 2017, when Towson made their run to the Final Four. It just seems like the winner of this conference, you know, is always going to be on upset alert, no matter what seed they play, even if they're swivel his hips around and just bury that top right corner.
Once again, Renz Conlon taking this face-off, and credit to him at the face-off position. He has not jumped since that first face-off violation. So Stony Brook has avoided going man down here for about a half a quarter, when every violation from here on out in this first half, it's going to be a penalty.
Yep, and is getting a lot of help from his hockey assist for Stony Brook there. Really good team offense.
And it's Conlon who wins another faceoff. Did not play in that semifinal back on Thursday, despite the fact that Justin Joseph, the Drexel faceoff man, has ended up having actually a pretty great game, but Stony Brook able to neutralize it enough, and especially in that early
yards a lot. He's always in the right spot. Very smart player, you can tell. Delaware scores again on their man up.
It's a violation actually on the blue hen, so Stony Brook ball.
Watch, look at the pressure.
Anderson running out of trouble.
Travis, it seemed like the foul on Sabella might have been and snapped that ball low. Again, showing why he's Stony Brook's best offensive player.
Now just one shy of 50 goals on the season.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is quite a few. Conlon wins the faceoff. Now he's looking for an outlet.
I was thinking maybe a timeout there for Stony Brook if he touched it in.
Oh,
man.
Look out. Conlon all the way in. Kilkiri makes this stop, and now it's Delaware short stick D-Mitty Sider who makes the play.
Bodies are flying. And that is, there are pros and cons to kind of running that sub game I mentioned earlier, right? It can eat into your shot clock for your settled offense, but if you consistently do it for a game, Tony putting his skill on display there.
Off the face-off, it'll go Stony Brook's way as they find themselves back down by 3.
Juice goal for Delaware.
Robinson with 53 goals a season ago, and you mentioned the time he missed, just now up to 13 games in this season. And it hasn't been the season that maybe some expected from Robinson, but when you have all the different pieces
on the pipe.
Interesting move here. This is Joe Spears, the long stick, taking the face-off for Delaware. Renz Conlon just has no problem with it. But this is what you do. You make it difficult for him to keep the possession. Spears all over Conlon. Now he's double-teamed, and it goes out of bounds, and I'll be off Stony Brook. Unless they got a timeout.
Maybe a timeout.
Oh, no, flag. Sorry, we got another flag down. Jessen up to 15 goals in the year. Once again, Spears the long stick out there, and Conlon has no problem winning it. Stony Brook with
JP Ward, again, his ability to turn the corner with both hands is what makes him a very special player.
Renz Conlon continues to do his part at the face-off X. Another face-off win. Loud ends up with it. Does have a couple of goals this year, but Delaware just locking everybody else off. You know what that reminded me of, Mark, is your good buddy Will Manny, how he just kind of floated there to find the opening. That was a great comparison. Very similar. That very similar dodge. How many times we see Ryan Tierney make that shot? They got sticks flying everywhere, and this will be Stony Brook ball off the face-off.
I mean,
there we go.
They haven't lost
a game coming up next winter. Another face-off win for Conlon.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Renz Conlon, have yourself a day.
I love it. He's hyped. Let's go. All right, catch your breath. We got to win like 5 more.
I mean, what a performance. Effort. He's been banged up here for the second half of the CAA slate. They were hoping maybe with a miracle they get him ready for Thursday. Obviously, I'm sure he wanted to play, and he gets cleared here, and he is putting on an incredible performance at the Faceoff X today.
Yeah, just Delaware does not have an answer.
No, he just is. It's odd to
Palinetti really putting Stony Brook
since
coach there, a winning, right? And I think that stems from the culture. You got to give major props to Coach Ben DeLuca, right? A guy that comes from Cornell, a storied lacrosse tradition, was the coach there, a winning program, and he's brought that mindset to Delaware. And coming into this year, they had a target on their backs, right? Everybody knew, they weren't going to be an easy out, and struggled out of conference, but here they are with a 4-goal lead with under 4 minutes left, and it's looking good for the Blue Hens, but they have no answer for this guy.
Renz Conlon wins another face-off. He loses it though, headed toward the sideline. He dives. Somehow that ball stayed in, and Delaware has it. It's been Delaware's only hope to get the possession back. Face-off that actually is won by Delaware, and now they can run out the clock.